I'm a video marketing coach, and I have struggled for the last year to create a podcast. Why? I just I I've actually even recorded about 4 episodes and I've never posted them. And everywhere I turn, my business coach, everyone's saying you've got to do a podcast. And it's true. I know that. I listen to podcasts every single day, but I've struggled to create and share and upload a podcast. Why? I don't know. I actually find creating video easier. Now, as a video marketing coach and as an online marketing strategist, I have to show up and be present and put my face forward. And for a lot of people, that's really hard to do. And it's so much easier for a lot of people that I talk to do a podcast over creating video, where I don't know why. I'm the opposite. And I've recorded my intros and my outros. This episode was actually going to be about something else. And I thought, you know what? I have stopped and started it so many times, and clearly there is a roadblock in my head. So I've scrapped that podcast, and I want to deep dive into why I have not recorded and uploaded a podcast yet and shared my podcast to the world, because I have actually recorded some episodes. Now, I am a person that is not afraid to be on camera. I am confident to be on camera. I'm actually recording this episode right now, and I just find having a conversation to the camera really easy. And I know that just contradicts a lot of people's mindset, that it's actually one of the hardest things to do. A lot of people will sit in their cupboard, they'll sit in their pajamas, whatever, and record their podcast. And I have no problems with talking. So why has it been so hard for me to record and upload my podcasts? It's the thing. Can I talk to people? Yes. Do I have a lot to say? Yes. Why can I talk on video and not on a podcast? Can you help me? Do you know? I think it's about the perfectionist in me. It's definitely the perfectionist in me. I run an online course called Video Marketing for Social Media. And in today's session that I taught, it was all about turning up on camera, and it was all about having the courage to turn up and talk on camera, because courage leads to confidence. And I know a lot of people are really reluctant to turn up on camera. And one of the things that I do talk about in there is ways on how you can get around your camera reluctance. And there are some people that have a genuine fear of turning up on camera. The thought of it creates incredible anxiety. And then you have people who are afraid of what other people are going to say, and their fear of judgment, of what other people are going to think. They're afraid of ridicule. They're afraid of, what somebody in high school thought of them. And that holds a lot of people back from sharing their message. And then you've got people who have some sort of body dysmorphia, and I know I do. And that also really does affect when you turn up on camera, because I know that I'm a perfectionist and I will record something until I'm happy with it. And that can be, 10 takes of one clip. And I'm okay with it, because I know now how to push through that. So why have I not been able to push through making a podcast? Am I waffling? Is it relevant? Maybe it's because I know when I'm talking to the camera, I can imagine somebody on the other side of that lens. I can imagine who I'm helping. And when I'm talking to the microphone like I am now, with not considering that person on the other side, I don't know. Is that what it is? It's the waffling, maybe, where with my videos, I've got a direct path of A to B, and I've even got scripts out in front of me, and I'm not interested to read it. So let's talk about why people have camera reluctance, and let's see if I can transfer my podcast reluctance and relate it to there. So as I mentioned, some people have body dysmorphia. They have concern about how they're going to turn up on camera, where for me, I know that I need to make sure that I'm going to be shot in a certain way. If I'm going to be full frame and do a wide angle shot, then I'm going to actually be seated in a particular way. Just like a model on the red carpet, they have their poses down pat, where I have awareness of when I'm sitting in a wide angle frame that of what is complimentary and what I will freak out about and go, nope, that's not going to air. Also, I will often shoot videos from a medium shot, so from waist up as well. So I just have an awareness, and working through that makes it easier for me to turn up on camera. Fear of judgment and ridicule is something that we all start with and think about. And then how do we move through that? Well, it starts small, because it's about thinking, all right, well, I'll just put a story up on Instagram because it's gone after 24 hours and I won't have to, I don't have to think about it. I've done so many live videos over the years, and when I do them, often I can't or won't rewatch them if I don't feel on point with that video. I'm just moving on. I'm just going on with it. And when it comes to making video as well, I have the power of editing. So I can edit out certain takes, clips, and also add B-roll over there to bring the story to a cohesive video. So if I relate that to my podcast reluctance, I don't think it's any way, shape of being scared of talking or not having anything to say. Maybe it's just the thought of waffling. Really, are you interested in what I'm actually talking about? How will this sound when you're driving in the car listening to me? Can you relate to what I'm saying? Have you been there? Have you actually recorded podcast episodes and never uploaded them? Do you do that now making videos? And why is it easier for you to do a podcast than it is a video? I'm curious. I want to know. So let's talk about the message that I'm trying to create right now. And that is, I want to show up for you on podcasts. And I know that I need to record and share a podcast because it's been going on too long. Because once I open the floodgates, I know I've got so much information to share with you that will be so helpful for your business. And then we can sit down and have a conversation. One of the things that I'm mindful of, I hear people that go, I sit in my cupboard, I sit in my car, I don't record myself. I'll sit in my trackies, I'll have a cup of tea or a glass of wine or whatever it is, and just press record without the camera. And that makes them so much easier for that person to record and share that podcast. I've tried that. I have sat in my cupboard. I have sat in my car and done that, and I just wasn't happy. So here I am sitting in my office studio. I've actually got my lights on and my background light. So I've recorded this, and with the purpose of being able to share some content, because I'm all about, repurposing content and sharing it and milking it as much as you can. Because if you're going to take the time out to make content, you need to make sure that you are maximizing every ounce and drop of that bit of content, because the energy that it takes for you to, do your hair, do your makeup, get dressed, put the lights on, press record, and sit down and have a conversation, it's an effort. I know, I get it. So we might as well make the most out of it and milk it for all that we can, because they're gold nuggets. They're gold nuggets of information. So here am I working through my podcast reluctance as opposed to camera reluctance, which I know is the opposite of what other people have and experience. So I am going to apply the same principles of what I tell people and coach people to do when they are reluctant to get on camera. And that is, for me, this is going to be a short and sweet podcast. This is about me pushing past my podcast reluctance to waffle on and share content with you. And next episode, we are going to dive deep into how you can get discovered and get your business new clients. Thanks for tuning in.